Cause I'm hotter than average, I go like that gadget and alien ass. I'm out of this planet, adjusting to all of the tracks that you jamming on radio stations.
What's going on, My Hero Academia fans? Deku here, y'all can check clan, and welcome back to Before we get started. I'm happy you like subscribe, hit the little bell. Don't forget to activate my Gecko Shine. Not my Gecko, one for all. And let's get to it. So today we're covering the beginning of the USJ attack and the whole fitness exams. The reason that I was so that's why I was I was tired. I didn't want to record this video because it made me angry that my little sister, she kept coming into the room while I'm recording the video. Like one time I was almost finished. I barely began and she interrupted it, right? And so I was like, okay, well, it's not that bad. I just began. But then I recorded another one and I was almost finished. But then she came in. Put on something on the TV for me. I was like, oh. But I gotta give him a shout out because we were just on the phone talking, so we found. Shout out to Falling Rose. Shout out to OMG anime. Fallen Rose, or as he pronounces it, Phelan Rose, is a new What If YouTube channel that my fan slash best friend his name is Braylon. Well, one of my best friends named Braylon, and Phelan Rose is gonna be his What If YouTube channel. He also has a YouTube channel, if that makes sense, I guess, called Braylon's Playtime. So y'all go check that out. But oh yeah, we're also gonna have a collab channel coming in the future called Fallen Uchiha. Cause I'm dead Uchiha and he's Fallen Rose. So it's like, what about Fallen Uchiha? Boom. Okay, so I told you what I was gonna be covering, so let's get to it. So in the race, I'm getting right into it because I'm trying to get a lot of stuff covered. In the race, Deku actually comes in still last because him being the Saint of Gunpowder does not give him that much of a physical boost to where he could be Ida, Bakugo, or Todoroki. So, and he doesn't have control over One For All because he doesn't even have One For All in this series. Boom. But the side-to-side agility thing, Deku actually comes in first because what he does is gives Aizawa one of his pistols and tells him to aim at the line and shoot every time his foot touches it. And if he's not fast enough to dodge the bullet, he gets a hole in his foot. And so Aizawa misses every time. And so he's like, this kid, very extreme. Then we're going on to the ball throw where Deku actually comes in second, beating Bakugo barely by 1 meter. The reason that he beats Bakugo is because he has more control over his explosions, if that makes sense, because he has a grenade, being that it's more of a controlled explosion, which means Bakugo couldn't fly up after his ball because he was afraid that he was going to get blasted far away from the ball and just have the ball go a short distance. And so what Deku does is puts a grenade halfway in his hand, so it's like half a grenade sticking out of his palm. And I made it to where his explosions do not hurt him. So they're like, oh, he's gonna blow his arm off. No, that's not how this works. But the half grenade shows up and he blows the ball, and he explodes under the ball. The ball goes flying, and he does a swim motion, not as clean as Baku goes side to side, but he does a swim motion where once he blasts the ball with one hand, uses the other hand to shoot himself up to get the ball again, and does it side to side, so it's like a swim motion. And he gets until he runs out of stamina, which you can do that, I say, about 5 times the whole motion. So I'll say you can do that about 5 times. He runs out of stamina, he falls, and he gets like 1 meter better than Bakugo. This isn't really inferior Bakugo because Bakugo knows he has like a strong quirk, and it wouldn't bother him as much, but it would still bother him because he's Bakugo. You can't have that not bother Bakugo. But Aizawa doesn't tell anyone else. He only tells Deku what place he actually got. And so Deku's walking out of UA because like that was the end of the day. He was like walking to I guess All Might's class, and Momo asks him, what place did he get? He says second because our Deku in the back of his head comes out and gives her like a little smile, not like a Deku, like a genuine Deku smile. Half a smile, and says, "Oh, I got second place. How about you?" But then his flamey personality comes back out. He's like, "Never mind, that's none of my concern. Bye." And so he gets to All Might's class, and we zoom past that. Now we're going on to the USJ attack. Now, I think I told y'all what Deku's costume what Deku's costume looked like. I'm not sure. I didn't rewatch episode 1. I only rewatched episode 2 because I thought I only needed just to go off where I finished off at episode 2. So, yeah. We're at the USJ. Deku gets teleported with Momo this time, and so Deku still sees the portal stuff. Kaminari, Deku, like how the mountains were surrounding Momo and what's the name? Yeah, Momo, Jiro, and Denki. Well, Deku is like hiding in those mountains with his sniper out. And when they show up, the one that grabs Kaminari, no. Kaminari doesn't get a chance to do his shock thing because Deku's just like doom, picking him off left and right. Then the one that grabs Denki as he tries to shock him, Deku's like night, boom, like shoots him directly in his eardrum. And then Momo sees the Deku's scope lens, and it's like, oh, it's Deku. I knew he'd come help us. Deku. Then Deku in his head is like, well, I didn't come to help y'all necessarily show off so I can get the job I wanted. But then it clicks in his brain. If you're not willing to help people, why do you want to become a hero? And then so he lets a little that OG Deku personality swirl up into his flamey personality. And so he's like, yeah, I kind of saved you now. Let's get out of here. And so they go to the main place where Aizawa is. And Denki, he's not completely fried, so he takes out a couple of them that's in the middle. Not as much as Deku takes out, but Deku takes out like I guess at the minimum 7 of them. Denki takes out like 4 of them with his little shock thing. Even though like if you count the guys he took out when he was over there with Momo, even though he took out like 8 or 9 guys, you have to think about it. Concrete is not a conductor of electricity, or not a good one. So if you were to do that in real life, it would probably just negate instantly. So giving him at least 4 was being gracious. Okay, exactly. And so when the pro heroes get there, All Might is there, but Deku is over here handling hand-to-hand combat with a freaking Nomu, a weapon that was designed to kill All Might. Not necessarily hand-to-hand combat, but Deku is dodging and like shooting him. And so Deku finds out that the brain is the source of the body's power, meaning that if he got the Nomu's brain, the Nomu is completely dead. And so what he does is shoots the Nomu in his eye, making him like hold his eye until it heals, and that heals relatively quickly. So he's like, that gives me enough time to like create a grenade and hit him in his head. And All Might's coming out of the smoke with his angry face when he sees Deku like on the Nomu's head with the grenade about to blow his brains out. He's like, ah, dang it, I was too late. And so, and when the Nomu's head gets like slammed to the ground because of the explosion, Hand Dude comes to like grab Deku while he was in midair, and then Bakugo comes by Deku and like blows Tomura. He blows Tomura back with like one of those reciprocal bursts or whatever he calls it, and boom, it throws him back. Then he tells the portal dude to like, we need to go, man. These kids are too strong. We need to go. We didn't even get to fight All Might. This is not fair. He cheated. Then Deku hears the cheated part. He's like, then Tomura says, how do you get to decide what's right and what's wrong? It's because if you're doing something right, but then as Deku says, if you're doing something right, he realizes that why do we get to decide what's right and what's wrong? Spoiler alert. No, not really. And so they get a week off from the J attack, and in this week time span, I believe it was 2 weeks actually. In this 2 week time span, Momo actually came over to Deku's house and asked him, kind of, because she was just living in the moment. Like she didn't she didn't understand. Like Deku was murdering those people, and then he's like, and then she came to and she like starts to talk to him about, why did you have no problem murdering those people if you really want to become a hero? Well, it's because I didn't know what a hero was completely until I actually thought about it. And then Momo was like, oh, okay. But that still doesn't change the fact that you murdered someone. And so she has like a Sakura reaction. It's like, but that still doesn't change the fact that you murdered someone. It hits Deku in his head. And normally that would get you killed with Flamey. But since I said Deku's that OG Deku personality was swirled in there a little bit, he actually allows it. He kind of giggles a little bit. And then she's like, why are you laughing? Then Deku's like, well, I think it's kind of funny. And it's kind of cute when you get angry. And then this, because normally Deku wouldn't say that, but some of that flame personality, he's like, well, I don't care. So he's like, well, you're kind of cute. And so Momo blushes and sits on the bed, and she's like looking down, and her face is shaded, so you can't see it. Then he goes full OG Deku and is like, oh no, I'm sorry. Then Momo asks him, do you really mean that? And Deku's like, why wouldn't I? You're beautiful. And again with the flamey personality, then she goes like, that anime reaction where they start blushing, Hinata level blush. She and that was the last day before they went back to UA, and so she asked, because it was very late, she asked me, can we walk to school tomorrow? Can we walk to school together tomorrow? And can I stay over here today because it's very late? And Deku was like, sure. I'll go prepare a guest room. And then she's like, well, I don't mind sleeping here. Even in her brain, she's like, in the back of her head, she's like, even though all Might stuff is very creepy. But yeah, it's the next morning, and they're just now waking up. That's where I'm going to leave it off. Sorry. I'm a bad person. Yeah, I know I am. But you know, I see you guys in this Green Ninja War. Peace, fam.